haven't made my decision. I'm just gonna go get my Oddish.
Oh,
There's a fucking better one right now.
That's a real shame. That's a real shame because you can't catch this one.
Yeah. Yep. And I'm Rick.
Yeah.
And I'm Peter.
And I'm John.
This is the D-pad we're playing. Some
It's
Pokemon
going well.
SoulSilver. It's called SoulSilver because we're going to lose these Pokemon one by one.
Right. Scary Face.
Until the silver medal is awarded.
Reduces speed. I'm never going to fucking use that, am I?
No.
Scary Face, probably not. Scary Face strikes me as one of those moves that's awesome if you do a lot of competitive battling, like regularly, but in the main portion of the game doesn't feel like incredible.
Something that does multiple stages of anything is pretty good in competitive battles, but just because that makes it
I'm mixing Scary Face up, aren't I?
well, it lowers speed by 2 stages.
Yeah, I'm mixing that up with Mean Look.
Mean
My
Look
bad.
is Can't Escape.
Yes. I mix those up constantly.
Yeah.
I made the mistake of just Googling Scary Face, so my phone decided to jump scare me with a couple Google Images results first.
Of course.
So that's my own fault.
Yes, that's a yep.
But yeah, lowers speed by 2 stages. I mean, it has its use. Mean Look is
This
like
team, man.
your team has shaped up in some interesting ways.
You're set up
high propensity for poison for
you're
whatever
destined
reason.
to be the poison gym leader.
Look out, Koga.
He always was the more toxic of the two of us when it comes to Pokemon.
Oh! How long you been waiting to use that one?
About 13 years or something. Actually, is almost. By the time this comes out, it might actually be the 13th anniversary of the first Pokemon episode we put up.
All right. And so the Slowpoke well will not. Did I go in here? Will probably not have
What?
Slowpokes.
I believe it
catchables.
does.
Does it have wild Pokemon? I thought it was more of like a base. I could be mistaken. It has been a very long time since I've played Gold and Silver. So
I bet it might have water in which I could fish for a Slowpoke.
April 16th, 2012. So we will not quite be there. 6, 7, 14.
It counts as a cave.
We might.
Oh, it does. Okay.
Really? So there's a catch in there for me.
There are
Oh, so
yes.
What about, can I get
2 days,
Ilex
Wednesday of the
Forest
week you
to
guys
the
are
next
seeing
route
this.
and catch something?
I mean, it looked to me like you need cut to move on in Ilex Forest.
No, there was another route.
Was there? Okay.
So what was the question? Sorry, I was looking up the other stuff.
I'm hoping that I can go through enough of the forest to go to a new route.
I'd be a little surprised.
Me too.
Though, okay, so to be fair, Gen 2...
There's cut, obviously.
Gen 2 is apparently notoriously open-ended in terms of where you can go very early on. You're mostly limited by HMs, but otherwise, part of the reason the gym levels are so squished together is also because you can kind of pick and choose your order after a certain point.
Neat.
So the game of how far along can I get might be a lot bigger than you might be expecting.
Okay. No, you do need cut to actually move forward in the forest. There is more stuff to walk around in over there, but there is no path through.
Okay.
Not to dissuade you from exploring or anything. I'm just
No, I hear you.
it might more be the wild Pokemon you encounter being high enough levels to be scary at a certain point.
Oh, that's fair.
You know. Look at this little guy. That's an
He's
adorable.
cute.
That's an adorable
I do
walking
like him.
sprite.
All right, Mandragora, I'll give you a shot. All right.
Yeah, because
The biggest
this
mistake-
is just
The biggest mistake
this
Pokemon
is
ever
just
made was
nothing.
getting rid of roaming. Follower Pokemon. And then they brought him back for a brilliant diamond for Pokemon Legends.
yeah.
I forget if Scarlet Violet sorta did that
You
with
can have
like
a Pokemon walk with you. Yeah.
I forget if they can walk with you normally, other than you take them out and they kind of wander at enemies. Weren't there? There were 2 modes of it, or actually no, there were 3 modes eventually, right? Because you could control them directly.
You could send them out to go do fights.
Yeah,
And you could switch who you were sending out, so you could just like clear shit real fast.
yeah. And then there was a mode they released very, very late in the game's life cycle that let you, I think, only in Blueberry Academy.
I haven't returned. I haven't played that expansion.
Okay.
I haven't played Blueberry Academy.
I forget if you need to use Blueberry points in order to unlock that or not, but there's a few unlockable things that are in there, and I think one of them was that you can take out a Pokemon and literally pilot it directly and run around and
Oh, interesting. Okay.
which makes it a little more directed than just like you send your Pokemon, you hope they kind of go where you want them to go. This lets you just pilot it yourself, which is neat.
All right, so now I'm going to go to the Slowpoke well.
Yay!
And maybe I'll catch a Slowpoke.
I think that is your only valid catch.
My
Okay.
wonder was whether Slowpokes were actually catchable down there because they're all presumably imprisoned and missing parts of their tails. But
Team Rocket isn't that good at gathering Pokemon.
I guess that's
They steal
fair.
trainer Pokemon because they don't do a good job of catching
yeah,
wild
they're
Pokemon.
notoriously pretty bad at that. Yeah.
It's quadruple effective.
It was actually a pretty decent
It did
chunk
more
there.
than I thought,
Yeah,
honestly.
that
but
was a little bit worrisome.
what if I just fucking punch him?
That's a good question. I don't know.
If you just fucking punch him, you might
Oh,
lose another
no.
Pokemon right now.
If this okay, I was gonna say if he uses absorb and crits, you might actually be in trouble.
Yeah,
here.
all right. I'll stop.
I'm just
living
saying,
on
after-
the wild side.
After already losing a Pokemon by leaving it out against a Pokemon whose typing was super effective, this feels like
right,
maybe
and this is
not a
4x
good call.
effective. So
Yeah. I like Ghastly's cry. I don't know why.
Wow.
Hmm?
Just looking at the level range that you can get in the Slowpoke well.
I will laugh a lot
Good or
if John
bad?
gets a level 4 Slowpoke or something.
Well, you don't have Surf yet, so I guess I'll just say the spoiler because it's not going to matter.
Yeah, it will not come up.
But if you were in there surfing, you can get up to a level 25 Slowpoke.
Ooh.
hell
Alright.
yeah. Could I even use that right now?
No. Well, I
No.
mean, it will disobey you.
I don't respect you.
Does that work on wild Pokemon? I thought that was just traded Pokemon.
I think it's all Pokemon.
Is it? I thought that it was just for traded ones, but
Oh, maybe not. Maybe it's just traded.
I could be wrong. I don't know.
Let us know in the comments.
Yeah. But even regardless, there's a 0% chance you get through the Slowpoke wall without encountering something down there, right? Like,
Right. I'm just hoping it's worth catching.
I mean, Slowpokes are pretty solid. Slowbros are definitely worthwhile. A Slowbro was literally my one survivor in Pokemon Moon.
Oh, man, I don't think you have to worry so much about grinding for me.
Oh, fuck yeah. We have a battle after this. Yeah, I just got to survive.
Yeah, you have to grind for them. I'm
Yeah.
not the problem.
You're no
here.
longer the problem. That's right. If I can't beat Whelp in 6 Pokemon, then I don't
Yes!
deserve to win. Dude, nicely done. Hey, most people would have wiped on that, and you didn't.
So,
I'm just a little worried to have 8 poison Pokemon and 3 water Pokemon.
shout out Whelp.
Whelp.
A real king among Slowbros. And a real bro among also Slowbros.
Well.
Okay. I guess I'm going in.
Yeah. Cute. Little spiraling path there. Just no ladder. Just
Yeah.
fall right in.
So there's...
Look at that guy.
There
in
he
the
is.
corner. Hey.
That's not fishable water. That's just walk-onable water.
This is one of those rare...
So I'm paralyzed for life.
Yeah. A rare named character.
Oh, my back hurts, so I can't do this cave. Can you please do this cave?
Right. A rare named NPC who is not, a gym leader or Elite Four member or any of that.
Yeah. I mean, he kind of falls into the same category as, like, the professors and, like, Bill.
I guess that's true. Yeah.
He's a utility named character.
Yeah, I would say Bill in particular is probably very close to Kurt in terms of, like, how that kind of
Right.
works.
Well, I mean, Kurt is the we have interesting balls gimmick guy.
I'm the dude who's giving you the new game mechanic thing.
Do I have to fish to catch it? Oh,
No.
I guess not.
If you fish with the old rod, you're getting a Magikarp, so...
So
I think in basically every single Pokemon game, Old Rod will give you exactly one Pokemon.
There is other catches on the old rod here.
Really?
What
Okay,
are they?
well, I stand
Or
corrected
other
then.
catch, anyway.
Is it Goldeen?
There's non-Magikarp fish available
Hmm.
if you fish.
Sure, sounds like.
And there is non-Zubat Pokemon available if you walk around.
Non-Zubat is probably a Slowpoke.
I would
I'm
have
assuming.
to imagine it probably is.
In the
And, like,
Slowpoke well?
Yeah.
Yeah, it seems like a good bet.
I like
Where
as
the
much
little
as,
graphic that it showed as it was loading
Had a
in
fucking
It was a
Slowpoke.
had a
Slowpoke.
Slowpoke in it.
To be fair, that Slowpoke was in the water.
Yes, and you can also, for sure, run into them by surfing.
That's true. That's true.
Well,
I already
I
told you
can't.
that.
I haven't yet learned to Smurf.
As much as I know you love Gyarados, I feel like right now
It's not a good
it
call.
seems like a super bad call to try to get a Magikarp.
Yeah, let's
It's
just-
going to be annoying to grind it up regardless.
Yeah.
And right now seems like an especially bad time to be
I
dealing
agree.
with it.
I actually don't.
know?
And also, I already have at least one water Pokemon, and in 5
That's
seconds,
true. Your starter is water,
I'll
which
probably have more.
yeah. That's always the downside with water Pokemon is like they are so fucking common and so easy to come across.
I
Yeah,
know.
there are a lot of them.
In Nuzlocke, it's almost hard to not wind up with like an abundance of water Pokemon.
Yeah.
Oh no, Rattata!
Well, if you go fishing with your old rod, it will be a level 10 Pokemon.
Really?
Oh, are they all level 10?
Yes.
Nice.
That's kind of tempting.
That's less horrible.
What
I
are
was
the
worried
levels
for
of
like
the other things that I'm likely to catch?
Not 10.
Lower?
Yes.
interesting. I was expecting it to be more like level 5, 6 on the Magikarps.
I mean, so there are multiple floors to this cave. So if
Yeah.
you get deeper, then the levels go up.
that's fair. It's a question of whether we can get deeper on this run
True.
versus do we need,
And
surf
I'm
or-
not
or-
going to look at the map
Yeah,
for that.
nope. I agree. Technically, we're already figuring out much more information than we really should, but like,
I mean,
It's not unfair to say there is a valid catch available.
yeah, no.
And you kind of figured it out because of the name of the place.
I mean, yeah, Slowpoke. Well, there's gonna be Slowpokes. Although to be fair, Sprout Tower doesn't have Bellsprouts, so
didn't it?
no, it's made out of a
the
Bellsprout.
trailers. Yeah, they called it that because it was like a Bellsprout, and all the trainers had Bellsprouts. I'm probably doing. I think I've been picking at it as best I could, but it's also tough when I'm doing the balancing act with this. It's my own problem. That sounds good. Yeah, we're making soups. Making some chicken
Soup.
soups.
I'm
It's,
still going to eat mine in a few.
Hey.
Don't take it away. I want it.
We realized the other day, it was like we have so many leftover chicken and non-chicken bones that we need to use for soups and stews.
Yep.
And we haven't made nearly as many as we were kind of planning to this winter. So we're like, okay, before it gets warm, we should really do a shitload of stews and soups to use those up, get through our stock of all of that.
Yep.
And then,
Good call. I
get back
I
to
love a good
collecting
soup.
bones.
get a chicken every month, basically, in my meat share.
Okay.
A whole chicken.
Nice.
So I roast a chicken, and then I carve off the meat
Yeah.
and put that in a container, and then I toss the carcass with a bunch of meat still on it into a pot and
Yeah.
make bone broth.
It's fantastic. Yeah.
There's
And
a
basically just when it's simmered long enough that all of the meat does fall off of the bones
Yeah.
and the like cartilage is all dissolved into the broth.
Yep.
Then I pull the bones out, and it is just already chicken soup, basically.
Yeah. It's basically ready to go at that point. Yeah.
Hell yeah.
What were you going to say, John?
There's some cute girl on Instagram that Instagram keeps like
one?
aggressively advertising to me.
Oh, no.
And her username is something like I really like soup. And it's just her like making different soups.
Oh, that's actually
And
very
I'm like,
charming.
cool, yeah.
Yeah, that's actually pretty fun.
Yeah.
Like I never really used Instagram much.
So
I
I've
have
entered into a
2 Instagram
parasocial
accounts. I don't use
relationship
them.
with her, and
Yeah,
now
totally.
I
Yeah,
support
you
her,
getting married next week?
Yeah,
Yeah,
well,
nice.
that's what I think.
It's all about
That's not-
soups.
That's not how parasocial relationships work, right?
Right,
you
that's
sure?
a social relationship at that point.
Yeah, that one's a social
Oh, I've been doing it very wrong then.
relationship. Oh yeah.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I keep reenacting Kamaza's
I shouldn't joke about that. Like, there are creators that I straight up do not follow anymore because they have done shit like that.
They've done weird
manipulative shit, yeah.
things with their
Or did they fall
parasocial
in
power.
love? Why does everyone assume the worst?
No, I mean,
I would say
flexing
what
your
the
parasocial power is not good.
I would say what the biggest example of it is, but I feel like people who have
Everyone
known me for
knows.
long enough will probably be able to guess, and I'd rather not just put that stink in the middle of this episode anyway. But yeah, no. If you're a public or pseudo public persona and you utilize your platform or your status in that regard to curry favor with people in that kind of way, you're a gross person and you should feel bad.
particularly underage.
Oh, like even outside of that, it's bad. If it's underage, go to jail forever, please.
Yeah.
Or go under the jail. I really don't care.
Well, I gotta apologize for all the help the D-pad has been in my romantic life. It's really been like a revolutionary, game-changing, paradigm-shifting.
I feel like, well, so to be clear, I think there's a difference between someone goes like, oh, so what do you do with your free time? And you go like, oh, I do this and this, and I do music, I do this, I do coding, and also I do like a YouTube channel, and they check it out and they're like, oh, this is pretty cool. Very different scenario.
Fuck?
Is that's how that works?
That
okay.
has never happened for me.
Really? Is the D-pad not getting you guys a lot of action? You're doing it wrong.
Well, so that is such a that obviously is like that's super fine. Like it is so a different story. Obviously,
all of these things have nuance, and all of these things have
the difference would be, the D-pad's got 18,000 subscribers. And if someone were to message one of us, like if a fan was messaging one of us and that became the inroad for some kind of like thing on that way, that's super gross and weird and bad.
If a fan were to message us, like, what, out of the blue?
I mean, like, so not in the sense of like, oh, if someone messages you, that's bad. But like, if someone messages you, or the much worse case is you start messaging them kind of out of the blue or whatever, and it starts moving down that kind of a road. That's where it gets
definitely starts to feel.
I think it depends on it. Is there an actual like human interaction starting to take place?
Like there's
or is it a power thing, or like a hey, I'll advertise your account to my people.
Yeah, that's
that's the kind of shit
pretty
that's
plainly
sketchy.
gross for sure.
People can meet people through projects.
Yeah,
that's okay.
I don't want to say like obviously everything's got exceptions to it.
Right.
Like,
I think everything's more complicated than everyone wants to make it. But the people that are clearly doing bad things are clearly doing bad things.
Yeah.
So.
Well, yes, under cover of secrecy and privacy and all of that shit. But like, yeah. But like, yeah, I think there's a difference between like. You connect with somebody and you're just kind of chatting, hanging out, and after some amount of time, then it's a thing. It's less sketchy than someone messages you and 3 days later you're sending like kind of lewd, messages back and forth kind of thing, which I am aware of creators who have done that, and it grosses me out.
I said I'm sorry.
Disclaimer: John has not actually done that. To be clear,
thank you. I felt like that was clear.
No,
but
I know.
Appreciate you actually having my back there. And making it very clear.
The only reason I'm jumping on that, aside from the fact that it's the right thing to do to clear that up, is also like there are high profile folks who have done that shit.
Of course.
And like I've had to do research on stuff that's related to that for a whole other thing that'll be much more obvious when what's related to that is done. But
acid.
Done. Yep.
I think it's also valuable to just kind of jump in front of that and be like, by the way, to be clear,
sure, yeah,
not a real thing there,
because I would have just let the joke lie, and then everyone probably would have tried to cancel me.
It probably would have been okay, but I'd rather be safe than sorry.
Joey, I swear to God,
why don't you call Joey?
I'm gonna
you have your thought. Yeah,
take a hot take here and say, it's good to say it literally. Because there's a lot of dumb people.
Leave ambiguity out of it completely.
Sure. I'm sorry, audience. A lot of you are probably dumb, statistically.
Well, even in addition to that, even there's a worse thing to be than dumb, and that's malicious. It's very easy to take a soundbite of someone, divorce it completely from its original context, and just have that soundbite so that, like, 7 years from now, someone just drops a soundbite of someone being like, she's pretty cute, isn't she? And it's like, oh, no.
I am the master of regrettable, isolatable soundbites.
Right, which is why I'm just like I'll just jump on this quick.
Or that time I said I eat children. Like, it just comes out of me, and I do it for humor.
And, like, even if someone's being malicious and wrong for doing it, it doesn't hurt for us to kind of jump ahead of that and be like, just so that there's a lot of evidence of that not being the case to the vast majority of people watching this video.
Yes.
Why don't we come back next time?
Sure.
We'll come back next time. We'll have a different episode, probably with less complicated conversation to it. Who knows?
Maybe.
We'll see. Bye.